Did you even feel the ground shake at Lumen Field? Because last night, the Seahawks made the whole damn world roar with a bone-crushing 33-16 preseason win over the Chiefs. I'm Ethan Carter, and today on the Seahawks Insider Report, we are breaking down this epic night. Is the O-line just destroying everything? Is Elijah Arroyo the new monster at tight end? Is Drew Lock more than just a backup? And the defense, are they season ready? What does all this say about our future? You want to know more? Let's get into it. All right, my fellow Seattle Seahawks fans, before we get into the details of this Saturday with all the latest on our team, just a quick ask from me to you. If you're watching the Seahawks Insider Report and you like our analysis, but you haven't subscribed yet, please smash that subscribe button. It's absolutely crucial for the channel and helps our community of Seahawks fans keep on growing. Thanks so much for your support. Finally, after a decade of praying for it, we don't just have an offensive line anymore. We have a damn freight train, and it is running over anyone who dares get in its way. What we saw against the Chiefs wasn't just some preseason win. It was the birth certificate of a new era, an identity forged in brute strength and physical domination. Sam Darnold, Clint Kubiak, Mike McDonald, they all depended on what those five giants up front were going to do, and they didn't just show up, they annihilated them. Pushing Kansas City starters around like they were tackling dummies, opening up lanes that looked more like freaking interstates. 119 rushing yards in the first quarter, almost 270 total. Think about that. The team that was the third worst in the league running the ball last year suddenly looks like the 80s Hogs. That's what happens when you hire a run game genius like Kubiak and a trench master like John Benton. This is the philosophy McDonald promised come to life. And the most beautiful part? How that ground success fueled everything else. Sam Darnold looked perfect, calm, because nobody was even close to him. Play action became a deadly weapon, not some desperate bluff. Remember 3rd and 3 last year? Shotgun formation, 5 wide, and everyone in the stadium knew a pass was coming. Now, Kubiak calls a run up the gut and gets the first down. That is real football. Did y'all feel that too? That surge of power, of control? The guards, rookie Gray Zabel and Anthony Bradford, were playing with a ferocity that was just infectious. Abe Lucas and Josh Jones sealed the edges with authority. They weren't just running the outside zone, they were feasting on it. Sure, McDonald, with his championship mindset, threw some cold water on it in the locker room, reminding them it's only August. But that's not pessimism, man. That's a standard of excellence. He knows what this group is capable of. And the truth is, that human wall didn't just pave the way for our running backs. It built a stage. And on that stage, some supporting actors completely stole the show, proving that our roster's depth might just be our most lethal weapon. And there are two names in particular that we have to talk about right now. They say stars win games. I'm telling you, that's a lie. What wins championships is killer depth. That next man up mentality that turns a good team into an unstoppable force, and that is exactly what we put on display against the Chiefs. Our O-line's performance was the earthquake, but the aftershocks, man, the aftershocks came from players who are fighting tooth and nail for a spot on this roster. And what a glorious fight it is to watch. Look at Jake Bobo and Derek Young. They're not playing like they want to be the 5th receiver. They're playing like they want to steal somebody's job. Bobo with 2 touchdowns, one of them just pure will on a fade route, and then he's returning a punt with surprising authority. Young with that 24-yard catch on a 3rd and 13, a play that just screams confidence. That's not filling out a roster, that's forging weapons. And the battle at running back? George Holani and Damian Martinez are turning the RB3 spot into a clash of titans. Holani explodes for a 30-yard run, showing his vision and speed. Then Martinez comes in and just grinds the defense down, a 217-pound sledgehammer who finds the end zone. That's a wonderful problem for our coaches to have. But Seattle's new identity isn't just on offense. Did you see that red zone stand? That was an echo. A whisper of the Legion of Boom. Kobe Bryant flying in to stop Juju Smith-Schuster inches short of the first down, followed by Julian Love meeting the fullback in midair on 4th down and just erasing him from existence. That's attitude. That's controlled violence. That is the mark of a McDonald defense. And just when you think you've seen it all, Brandon Peely, a 334-pound behemoth, bursts through the line like a runaway train and gets a safety. Do you see what's happening? Every single player from 1 to 90 on this roster is playing with an urgency, a purpose. This explosion of talent across the board is how you build a fortress. But every now and then, among all these capable soldiers, a rookie shows up who isn't just here to fill a spot, he's here to take one. And the chatter in the NFL back channels about our new tight end Elijah Arroyo is getting way too loud to ignore. I'm going to say something right now that might sound like some preseason hype, but mark my words, we didn't just draft a tight end in the second round. We might have found the next great nightmare for defenses in the NFC. When Noah Fant was released, a lot of people, myself included, saw it as a purely financial move, a calculated risk that could leave a hole in our offense. What fools we were! John Schneider and Mike McDonald weren't creating a hole in the roster. They were clearing a path for a monster to emerge. His name is Elijah Arroyo, and the hype surrounding him is already echoing outside of Seattle. Analysts like Michael Florio at NFL Network aren't just calling him a good prospect. They're tagging him as the rookie tight end to bet on in all of fantasy football. Why? Because he is a walking matchup nightmare. At 6'5" and 254 pounds, he's just too big for any defensive back to cover. But the scary part is the speed. He doesn't run like a bulldozer. He moves with a fluidity that makes him too fast for most linebackers. It's that lethal combo of size and athleticism that separates the good from the great. On the field, even with just a few catches, you see the ease, the raw potential. He becomes this gigantic target in the middle of the field and an instant threat in the red zone. That chemistry between a quarterback and his security blanket tight end is almost telepathic, and you can already see the foundation of that trust being built with Sam Darnold. For a QB who came here to lead a new offense, having an escape valve with Arroyo's catch radius is like a gift from the heavens. Clint Kubiak's scheme, which has historically valued and creatively used the tight end, is the perfect soil for him to grow in. Am I just buying into the hype? Or are you guys seeing all-pro potential here too? Let me know in the comments. Having this weapon isn't just a bonus. It changes the entire equation of our passing attack, and it speeds up Sam Darnold's rise as our undisputed leader. But what makes a team truly bulletproof isn't just its plan A. It's the strength and intelligence of its plan B. And the way Mike McDonald is handling Drew Lock isn't about having a simple backup. It's a crystal clear statement about the culture and resilience he's building into every inch of this team. While everyone else is looking at the touchdowns and the stat lines, Mike McDonald is playing a different game. He's playing cultural chess. And his key piece, the most unexpected one of all, might just be Drew Lock. Let's be clear, bringing Lock back to Seattle was a statement of intent from this new regime. Think about the departures of Geno Smith and DK Metcalf and the arrivals of Sam Darnold and Cooper Kupp. There is a clear pattern here. Schneider and McDonald are intentionally building a locker room with a specific brand of calm, focused professionalism. Lock, with his positive attitude and his work ethic even when he isn't the starter, fits that mold like a glove. And the game against the Chiefs was living proof of this philosophy. McDonald kept Lock on the field longer than anyone expected, getting him valuable reps in Kubiak's system. And Lock's response? A near-perfect performance. Calm, efficient, ending with a 151.0 passer rating. But the most telling part wasn't what happened on the field. It was what McDonald said afterward. He didn't just talk about mechanics or plays. He said, "We love him. I love having him around. Really great guy and so great for our football team." Pay attention to those words. So great for our football team. That goes beyond arm strength or accuracy. That is about character. It's about having a veteran in your QB room who supports the starter, who mentors the younger guys like Jalen Milroe, and who is ready to go win if his number is called. That is organizational maturity. This is why I'm so optimistic about this team. It's not just about the talent we see, but about the intelligence and character being assembled behind the scenes. Lock isn't just a plan B, he's a pillar of the new culture. A quiet leader whose presence makes the entire team stronger, more resilient. And this clarity on Drew Lock is the final piece of this preseason puzzle. We have dominant trenches, emerging depth, a potential new star, and an unshakable culture of leadership. Individually, these are fantastic developments, but when you put them all together, what do they really mean for our future? The picture that's forming is bigger than any of us expected. These are not isolated data points. They are the gears of a new war machine, a brutal offensive line that imposes its will, an enviable roster depth that creates fierce competition, a rookie with superstar potential, and a solid, unshakable culture of leadership. The sum of all these parts points in one single direction: an accelerated, brutal evolution under Mike Macdonald. Enough with the cautious optimism. The Seattle Seahawks are no longer knocking on the playoff door. They are building a battering ram to smash it down. The question for us, the veteran fans, has changed. It's no longer if this is going to work, but rather, just how dominant can this team be starting this season?